Well, have you anything to tell me?
Only that. I have been making a fool of myself here in private, while you have been making a fool of yourself there in public.
Hardly in the same way, I think.
The very, very, very same way. I have been playing the good man, just like you, here with Candida, when you began your heroics there.
Candida?
Oh yes, I have got that far. Heroics are infectious. I got the disease from you. I swore not to say a word in your absence that I wouldn't have said a month ago in your presence.
Did you keep your oath?
At first, I went on desperately, reading to her, reading my own poem, anybody's poem. I was standing out of the gate of heaven and refusing to enter. You can't imagine that how heroic it was and how uncomfortable then. Then she couldn't bear to read any longer.
And you approached the gate of heaven at last?
Yes.
Well, speak, man. Have you no feeling for me?
Then she became an angel, and there was a flaming sword that turned all the way, so that I couldn't go in her heart. For I saw that was a really gate of hell.
And she repulsed you?
No, you fool. If she had done that, I should have never seen that I was already in heaven. Repulsed me? You think that would have saved me? Virtuous indignation. You are not worthy to live in the same world with her.
Do you think yourself more worthy by reveling me, Eugene?
Morell, I don't think much of your preaching. After all, I believe I could do it better myself.
The man that... Do you mean me?
I don't mean Reverend James Mavor Morell. I mean the real man that Reverend Morell had hidden somewhere inside his black coat. The real man that Candida loved. You can't make a woman like Candida to love you by buttoning your collar at the back instead of in front.
When Candida promised to marry me, I was the same, more or less, and went back. As you now see, I wore a black coat. My button was behind, instead in front of. Do you think she would have loved me any better for being insincere in my profession?
She forgave you, as she forgave me, being a weakling, a coward, and what you call a little silly evening bag, all the rest of it. The woman like her has divine insight. She loves our souls, not our follies, vanities and illusions, not our coats, collars and tatters in which we are rolled up in. The thing I want to know is that, how you got past that flaming sword that stopped me?
Perhaps because I was not interrupted at the end of 10 minutes.
What?
Man can climb on highest summit, but he cannot dwell there long.
It's false. He can dwell there forever and there only. It's in the other summits that you find no sense, no rest of the glory of life. I have no doubt that you have professed your love as a preacher. I could go only to her as a beggar.
A beggar, dying of cold, asking for her shawl.
Thank you for touching up my poetry. A beggar, dying of cold, and asking for her shawl.
And she refused. Shall I tell you why she refused? I can tell you on her own authority. It was because...
She didn't refuse.
Not?
She offered. I asked you all for. Her wings, her shawl, her wreath of stars, her lilies in her hands, and the crescent moon beneath her feet.
Out with the truth, man. My wife is my wife. I want no more your poetic caprice. I know well. If I've lost her love, you have gained it. No law will bind her.
Catch me by the shack, Mother Morell. She will arrange it for me. Afterwards, as she did this morning, I shall feel her hands touch me.
You young imp. Do you know how it is dangerous to say that to me? Has something made you brave?
I am not afraid of you now. I disliked you before. That was why I shrank from your touch. This morning, I saw her, that how she tortured you. Since then, I have been your friend. You may strangle me if you like.
Eugene, if that is not heartless life, if you have a spark of human feelings left in you, would you tell me what has happened during my absence?
What happened? Why? The flaming sword. In plain prose, I love her so exquisitely that I wanted nothing but being in the happiness of such love. And before I had time to come down from the summits, you had came in.
So it is still unsettled. It's still the misery of doubt.
Misery? I am the happiest of man. I desire nothing now but her happiness. Morell, let us give her a both. Why should she have to choose a wretched disease like me or a pig-headed parson like you? Let's go on a pilgrimage, you to east and I to west, in search of a worthy lover. Some beautiful archangel with purple wings.
Some fatalist. Oh, if she is mad enough to leave me for you, who will protect her? Who will help her? Who will work for her? Who will be father to her children?
She does not ask those silly questions. It is she who wants somebody to protect her, somebody to love her, somebody to help for her. You fool, you double fool, you triple fool. I am the man, Morell. I am the man. You can't understand what a woman is. Stand for her, Morell. Stand for her. Let her choose between you and me.